One of the primary attributes that a Palauan holds very high in their estimation in terms of how they would like to be and how they would like to act is to be in control. There are, of course, a lot of other very good ways of behaving that a traditional Palauan, that is one who is still connected in some way to their culture, admires. But I think being in control is one of the primary kinds of behaviors that a Palauan seeks to possess. And of course, when one consumes alcohol excessively, one is not in control. So one thing that might be said to those juveniles that are fortunate enough to still have some connection to tradition and to culture and to the feeling of being a Palauan is something separate and distinct from being something else. You know, some pride in being a Palauan is that if you drink to excess, you're gonna be out of control, and when you're out of control, you're not being a Palauan. You're being a drunk. I mean, you're being what a lot of drunks all over the world are. You know, you're somebody out of control. So that's one thing that could be said. For those kids who don't care really about being a Palauan in that traditional sense, there are all the standard things that are very true, but they've been said so often that they're trite. Drinking is bad for your health. Excessive drinking can cause you to commit acts that get you into trouble. When you drink too much, you look silly and you act silly and people don't respect you. Drinking makes you sick. I wish I had before me a thing that I read in the PDN a couple or 3 weeks ago in a letter of all things to Ann Landers. Maybe some of you saw it. It went something like this. I drank to be happy, and I was unhappy. I drank to be popular, and I was unpopular. I drank to meet interesting people, and I couldn't remember who I met. I drank to be interesting myself, and I was not interesting, and so on and so forth. In other words, most of the reasons why people drink to excess are things that don't happen when you drink to excess. And that particular list of things ended up with, I drank to feel good, and I felt like hell. And so, you know, it's not a matter of just saying a sentence or a few words to a person to convince them that drinking excessively is not good for them or good for anybody. It's a matter of that person taking all of these things into consideration and deciding what they want to be as a human being, what kind of a person they want to be, based upon all the factors that are in their particular individual lives, and then deciding whether or not the excessive consumption of alcohol is going to help them along that road or keep them from getting there. I just determined in my own life that the goals and the things that I wanted out of my life here in Palau were not going to be advanced and were probably not going to be gained if I continued to drink. And I mean from the very basic needs that I had in life to the very most amorphous goals that I had in my career. Excessive drinking affected my family life. It affected my physical being. It affected my work, I'm sure, although I don't know that one could look at any particular piece of work and say this was done badly because I drank, but I know there were occasions when people observed me at a bar in the community under the influence of alcohol and thought badly of me because of the fact that I was a judge, or maybe even just because of the fact that I was a human being and acting like a fool. So there are a lot of factors that caused me to stop drinking alcohol excessively. And again, there's no one factor that I could point to in either my life or anybody else's life, except to say generally that if drinking helps any person be more effective in their life, then that's a good reason to keep drinking. But you show me a heavy drinker and I'll show you somebody that's not very effective in their life.
Ang tingala lolo ko niya, just sa tanan, girela, being a Palauan is being under control. And gora mo kulwasay, malklo umili marom, aram lang mo diakal, sabil kura, lang mo diakal til ko control ti. Direct ko mo lokal wasi. In that way, you're not being a Palauan. Ngarako gusto mo Chelsel commentary. Semanuel commentara Jason directul Gredalwa Baurang Ausulela Jason. First of all, an outsider Belau Mesatara will traditional quality or other Belau. Mang Trigel Tol yet to Tetri or other Belau, let's say the other Abebira blue. Sel ayida gelibrat la bebira at toil wesar bebira ad sel bertal wes trigaw mot ala ndiga lo sisiu til mar adra ngel platformi triga ser umdia se palaonen seguida al awal esa jasa baisi ndi seguida lo gornia jasa wal direct lo wal traditional value gida adra belau wasia adra belau kiren an in control la life program tigel wa tutula se temle saal at raira tigel wa ngaria blil ngaria amlir da ngaria ruben ga amla orol ngargel na gorger akun telal ba ma telal do berbela blal karge ngora mo otil nda tutula se mo idea ra mas como metete din seguir lo niya just say well ang enga ada kan in control our life
hangal ka ngaraplim egaul adam adilim kergi ke renggal ngalgem el sel top the time em kergi ke rawang kulngel gagi ngal kalwasay umlor gel tang wal ube umlor gel tang el sel la kabot ngali ngal ngalgem enga amral bol betigra ar motak ragis e otkli ngal kalmo o wat telwol biang bal ubet telwol logol ngum sam ngom segi da bot tomliak langar kay ngal ka skun ngar adap elasel doral mera ei margi langal kem ra skura elementary mendia adil elementary o sia kan ngal adam ba adil ba elementary o kay gisel sia kan ngal mai ga dia sal mal telmelira ngal diregal telmelela askulela bla bla mera tulungal ka adam ba di dia kalau gergi kelol syakala ngiri no siu time 1920 mera 19 mera 40 ya bela mal blebu dimla ka omli merobra si tirang marro marang bar dal mail mem lo sa ka gi se gi da gi da bokor gi kriar adil mar ada mesera bolo geret gi gilingen mo bokor mabli marro ndi la ka gi geret tiang el gaul dala langal kala ka gi rangal ke selet tob rak sei en girem lo udiang al ke mul berabla sugum ngosong sar gi ra at 20 medium posisi time en gire del luliar rom di bololi oli bringia awaya angar oko argil mal ube mo koder gil ngal kal al morba
Jesus ang ko basi laro siya arabli dire kama siya ba makto arabli basi aro ko to ko arabli o ngarablay ma an sugum ngariat temele to omni mrom gyam kel aving somehow blaya directly gidel involved mal involved ngara pepira ko to ko swadal ko umesang ko gidel sa gidel kumdasan nga dia ka dia ka ngaksul ko umeset ka problem kumdasan dia ka ngod al maruel and ser tagi the problem and obra almost per lawyer momska and ser almost per toktang momska and ser dia ka luat tagi and ser ngarupa Jesus ngarablay.
Alcoholism is an illness of the body, the mind, and the spirit. It comes from excessive consumption of alcohol, causing many problems, and is considered to be an illness. No one knows why one person is susceptible to alcohol and another is not, but if you look at the diabetes, diabetes is indiscriminate and attacks some people and not others. Alcoholism is the same. Some people are alcoholics, some aren't. The symptoms of alcohol vary with the individual, but there are many common symptoms. Obviously, excessive drinking, abnormal behavior, fear, guilt, family troubles, trouble with work, a disruption of a normal life cycle due to the consumption of alcohol. I will read from some of the AA-sponsored literature, which gives a brief definition of what Alcoholics Anonymous is. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to resolve their problem with alcoholism. Essentially, AA is a fellowship, a place where alcoholics discuss their common problems with alcohol, refrain from drinking one day at a time. Alcoholics Anonymous is a large fellowship found in 118 countries around the world with well over 76,000 local groups. In the United States alone, there are over 1.5 million known alcoholics, and it is said that 1 out of 5 drinkers is an alcoholic. Usually, men and women who have indulged excessively in alcohol, who have surrendered their will to the whims of alcohol, and who realize that they can't control drinking on their own. We find that we can do together what we can't do by ourselves, that collectively we're very strong, and that we can help each other refrain from drinking. And again, as I said, we approach it on a daily basis, one day at a time.
You said for men and women, are there any young people in AA?
Yes, we have many teenagers actually in Alcoholics Anonymous. Many of us who became alcoholics got our start as teenagers. Teenage drinking is on the rise. Many people start when they're quite young. Now, no one wants to be an alcoholic. No one starts out trying to be an alcoholic. But we find that as people start at younger ages, alcoholism grows. The need for alcohol and the amount of alcohol consumed increases as one gets older. So yes, there are many teenagers in Alcoholics Anonymous that actively participate in the meetings and have started their recovery at a very early age. The family of alcoholics can join Al-Anon, which is AA program that's directed toward those people that are affected by alcoholics. We're starting an Al-Anon program as well to be run and sponsored by AA to be available to those people who are affected by the drinking of others, people, friends, relatives, or those in their immediate family.
What can I do if I am worried about my drinking?
One thing you can do is to come to an AA meeting and see what we do, what we talk about, and how we handle our drinking on a daily basis. We ask that you come with an open mind. We ask that you be willing to hear what we do. And we ask that you take a look at what we do to make up your own mind. Possibly AA is a solution for you.
If I go to AA meeting, does that commit me to anything?
Absolutely not.
What happens if I meet people I know?
There's a good chance that you will, but you have to remember that the people that are at an AA meeting are all there for the same reason. They're concerned about their drinking, or they want to stop drinking, or they're trying to do something about their drinking, so that if you see other people that you know at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, they're there for the same reason you are. How do I know AA is for me? That question comes up, of course, with every suffering alcoholic. People don't know if AA is right for them, if it's the program that will work for them. They don't even know if they're alcoholics. A part of alcoholism is an intense desire to deny the fact that you're not an alcoholic. No one wants to think of himself as an alcoholic. But there are some questions that, if answered honestly, can give you a clue, and one of the brochures that we have lists 12 of those. I'd like to read a few. Have you ever decided to stop drinking for a week or so, but only lasted a couple of days? Do you wish people would mind their own business about your drinking, stop telling you what to do? Have you ever switched from one kind of drink to another in hope that this would help you stop drinking? Have you had a drink in the morning over the past year? Do you envy people that can drink without having trouble? Have you had problems connected with drinking during the past year? Has your drinking caused trouble at home? Do you ever try to get extra drinks at a party because you don't get enough? Do you tell yourself that you can stop drinking at any time that you want, even though you keep getting drunk when you don't mean to? Have you ever missed a day because of drinking? A day's work, that is. Do you have blackouts? Have you ever felt that your life would be better if you didn't drink? These are typical questions that the alcoholic has to ask himself. Essentially, if you answer any one of those questions in the positive, if you say yes to any one of those questions, Alcoholics Anonymous may have an answer for you.
How can someone find out more about AA? Here in Palau.
Here in Palau. Well, we have the meeting every Friday night at 7 o'clock in Nzenti's High School. We have brochures, we have books and literature that are available. Or you can come to a meeting and find out what Alcoholics Anonymous is all about, find out if it works for you, if it suits your problem. We only ask that you have a a specific desire and an honest desire to stop drinking.
السؤال من قول لا بيلا أقوم ناس ندي ده تدي راسي come and find out as umral swam need help swam الممدن ياك ما سيران offer alcoholics anonymous من uvang AA please come to Nzenti conference room every Friday night.
Del out for bound la Ngar Ngii program in October للغة سيو ارتقال مجيخري الآدم مجيخري الرذير القرى مورينية تلقيب البرابلم التير الكيري لا التمال ارتقال قرى مورينية كان تقتل تير بيد الله أجيري كروت ارتقال مجيخري الآدم مجيخري الرذير ملطل لبورا قرقريل ملوبت ngara kalapus ekiri kutter tiga gida alna dingi dil ngalgala al selabelu kospe atel gibel ngesara maklula kiri kutter tira ngoi titril moradol ke la seng base camp aroy dra alsel orior bibirata bagi nga alba bibirata bagi nga ra o al utum ra ba baldao ba iker seigi de meru club sei selu meru club sei amal blakatak class schedule ra activity sengi igay activities amal giram lotirak la direct bilkul seigi ra segam lisi arandit tigal ngal kalau si amu de sweat tol mamru ringi e gotir clean moruli partnernya kispendra 1 week abe camp exercise ngarinya counseling group counseling one-to-one counseling second week agi mo ohay ka mostal time agi mo start lang ka online ngar online kinga erton bro online ngal le instructor ma ubeng Lucio ma fiakal bol patorat at 15 ngal ka yang segi de merail melmera aol yang aol merengarar yang ngarar dan merang kaklaw mengiwal emera melkeok mereng esar emu loya kake dan mera anekeng yang ngarang anekeng emeral melmer orior after the eru club sing while the club same erun khusus misil rata magi overnight tra angarar da may overnight tra asimizur ang esar segi de alas tagi di meral melmer orior Mamilak sa ikit al part tra hiking, ingok mo rin ya, adol ka rin ilwasing solo. Ang iral po rin ya solo kita spend akmer 5 days ang nga base camp, ilmutal ko through exercise, sama counseling, iral po rin ya take it solo. Egi mo marail, tiga kita tiakabol patong ara tru ngal ka, tru batim ngal ka. Almoray krel oreor tirang albaab malubeng selab lura ba beldao ba mura areom bela mo omde ider tirgal ngal kal mo aroy den tolong lira ikel dia sebil kau kadong ma dia sebil kasoes tengi den solo parta klakadale latal arat imol loles igal klololes ma imol mases maklibel pakarami ay kay kita lola be salvation lo boringi segidal boringi am kodora dalido blirir wala ba kay kita klida raming ma imol mases central care cell red club say ma erul kosus amok bokte kasi kita parta am sate alangal ngal mo oroy da community modingil tang masibel mo lelakle yung das fra Ngar Ngii masibel mega clear decision la sengra soal momrura Ngar Ngii sisil time in direct close kliangal kalwaseng hindi kasi medical tal aroy dara sila community kidar at usper at tamatar at kaya gidal activity selpigatil program ay gidal polo mga polo alas sa mertira laseng ngomarangil sa el moruli tial tokoy mga ngaringar bebirar ngal diga katalo lemyak la egi mem tengra kadula seng la 100 feet leng temela dia kasel seng self confidence certit segi da dolal marngi tiga ngal ka tegi 22 days lesel lola sa mela sa ire telmutel try lengari sel philosophy ngi ase al selak adargaw ya chances sa ngidil tokol mo moru la dia ka limit ringi makasi emal try ya la kasi la mutal try ling di mo ko sel wala ka gidil chances sa gaw sel omar way kay gidil teleta lang at tel program el milisi aran di tigal ngal ga merutil mo sabihin nga sel siguro sel confidence til la singa sabi ka rulyang arang
skingel ngel ngayil sabit ondas yung madang milsang problem to the point said problem wala to sing mo masasad ula problem atra ula problem again ang kau mga lada kat expert hindi we were young ourselves too. Serba da tigir kita jangan doru ringi. Daga kora molu sa direction e mustaqbal din molu. Somehow along the line arbebir kita gukmalmo experience gukmo tra experiment tawi atol gukmalmo overboard dimur gol nu segid hital turn imrano. Anyway, point sabet gumesri ang akmaret sa siya tokol gida mikarel at alak a direction. Dapat sa edal migi se mega decision wa senga momara. Let's face it, tokol gida dapat din nasin ngara sa dal mamrura tutak lugu. Dapat sa edal madira se ngara plan ngara 5 years from now. Maka dimna kamsal plan la se ka mo other only meromedi tong okrap kulara. Sir, I'm 16 years old. Hindi ba consistent, hindi mo lang kamumdas rin. End up lo asi. 21 argument, direct, find yourself, Monday through Sunday, kadi, ng okra, you go hangouts. Again, nasabit, still, program nasabit, minsual, maski sense of direction, kasi, emphasize, kasi, magkakaroon adang, giren, Ngada ba sendia ka sense of direction na aro sa beklade ni masenka gira masendia sense of direction ro build self esteem mudia mo feel sa nga niya self further ka
akmal tumal muska ka at siya akmal dili lak mo si arungo kun moda ko ustel ko ra bili maro me kul ko egel soal mu ma iba muru la egel soal muru ay dia ulma mura tinggal mikrel adak masih melbul sabiin mo ay sige lak uspi aro mal ube ni ngaral ko ra mga blu kabru ringil wal ko ra mo la kal muru melgot gingel mal ube ru la egel soal muru al sel langar ni soal mu mo nga sa hari pasti aro to ang temen mo aro rule ka ba mo gitu Nakasal gukmal over sinamungil.
Elasen mom tak siya kami gukmal kora man namurya kan tigan sermik mama mal. Klaro ko mga imo mama.
Ini murya terngi. Jaka adal otar dari. So amal selbornya so amal di kumam mu lagi mo supi ang dari mura. Ngaran iba mo supi saudar langar no. Malu bayu kora asir ni tarara
ngamlangya betul lo ko hindi nagtol wasel dul wasing atyal program sel outward one program am sa chen sangal ka mga lubong buhay gil el lomdas dingi lomdas rin direct lom sa segil te al wase bolso arab la direct sa algo create a program sel lom sa segil te ala sim sang be self reflective and think about what he's doing and what he's involved with. Onda sa ka mga raja sato na ngidil araw Dr. Poloy kadmo rogo malgora message dilum das yung malaga kalmo to clear the message and gumiwa high school students makamamal director young youth of Palau kita rogo dia ngod ang message better and clear Al-Wagal al-Wadriti wajib tiga mamlak al-Arab. Awal ay activity ang adabniya tial program kita alcohol abuse, especially among young people in Palau. Emre suli. O ay sumula sa kamama malas. Al-mutul mortobata al-mutul program al-giret Rogul Youth of Palau. Kaya program kaya interested gitu. Help wasim musabaid and develop country Belau. Jadi asal develop country Belau. Kasi direct wasi kanamara develop ay ka life serigid. Nagaklang argid mong mabagong mamsulang. Sulang santi. Malu.